Point of order. I don't mean to disrupt you, Governor. We are only in agreement with all those things you're saying. We have asked specific questions about the constitutionality and legality of the agreement.
Okay.
In order for us to use our time best, I think you should just answer the specific questions we've raised, because we have been very clear. Order answers that we want to.
Order.
The question on Kura is a specific question. From
Just a minute, Chair. Governor, leave Kenha Kura to us. That is our fight as a Senate, and we have always fought on your side as a Council of Governors on the question of RLF. We want you to address the specific concerns of the Senate on the legality and constitutionality of this agreement.
Okay. So,
and
Chair,
then we go toward the
so, Chair, should I choose whose questions to answer? Your Excellency,
please, let me intervene.
Because Senator Muma has asked a very specific question.
No, let me ask you one thing. There are several questions the members have asked.
Yeah.
Each one of us here ask a question. And,
I think everyone's question is important.
In the interest of time, just go one by one.
That's what I'm doing.
Yeah, please. Yeah.
This is the last question.
Okay.
Ken, right. You're the ones who asked the questions.
Proceed.
So can I answer everyone's question?
Sorry?
Can I answer everyone's question?
Yeah, you may.
Yeah, thank you.
Please.
So, the IGRTC that gazetted parastatals with county funds, and there are many, including the museum, including some of these libraries, is a process that is so convoluted with a lot of bureaucracy that I choose to be pragmatic as to what I can do today. You know, that person dodging sewage in Madara, etc., wants a solution today. It's not about Athi water versus Nairobi water. We want to get those solutions today. Number two, Senator Izana, thank you, because you appreciate the need to get more resources. Moving from 20B to 80 and above, for me, is historic. And it is something that will be seen. You know, these are projects that you will see. They'll be done in the city, and I have to make sure they're done. The Constitution talks about joint committees, Article 189, that there shall be joint committees. Or rather, it says you may set up joint committees. But the Act says you must have an agreement. So it's not a new governance structure. It is a joint committee. It is not a new entity. It's not an NMS. There's no NMS at a director general, it had directors, it had staff. No staff from Nairobi County is moving to the national government. And no staff is coming from the national government to Nairobi County. There is no provision on HR. The county will continue doing what its functions are. And the national government will continue doing what its functions are. The only thing we are provided for, because we are the capital city, is additional focus allocation, additional allocation of resources, and a coordination on how things are being run. A coordination, you know, within the capital city. I'll answer the question on public participation, you know, fully, because everyone has asked that. Before I get there, Senator Chute uses the SA example and says many things. What is needed in our agreement is not what is in South Africa. It is what is in Section 6. Section 6 says the agreement may include and lists. This is a good example on what SA has done. In fact, SA is one of the countries with a similar structure of fiscal decentralization as we do. But if you ask the mayor of Cape Town, Jordan Hill Lewis, he will tell you that on top of what he's able to raise, there is actually additional support to Cape Town and to Pretoria that comes either through that structure or as a direct allocation. Now, the issue of conditional grants, if you look at the quantum of the kind of resources we're getting, conditional grants would be a good way to do it. I do not dispute that. But the appropriation at the National Assembly for specific capital city is really what I'm pushing for. Conditional grants can be additional. And a lot of the conditional grants, just look at what we've passed the last 3 years, are donor projects, maybe apart from KIPES, which also has a donor component to it. It is being supported by the World Bank. Yeah. So it's up to you as the Senate. You know, that is your role. Remember, I'm also here defending an arrangement that is not just county; it's county and national. If there's a way you can refine it, let's refine it. So long as the end being additional allocation to the county because of its status as a capital city, resolving some of these service delivery challenges, that no matter who is running this place, if you don't sort out the fiscal arrangement of the city, you saw NMS came, and this is very different. I'll come to your question, Chair. It's very different, but they came wowed people for 2 years and left 16 billion pending bills, not paid. Was it effective? Was the county left better? No. So the issue really is the resources. Part of what you're assisting us with includes the regulations under the National Rating Act. That will unlock billions for the city. The regulations are to be passed by the Cabinet Secretary. The regulations, I have now a platform where I can follow up where are we with these regulations, and we have to report on it. I'm with the PS of lands there. I'm on another platform with the CS. I can push it. Otherwise, it's a discussion that comes up when you meet or you write a letter that is ignored. For the capital, it's great that I will be able to chair that session or be in another session where these things can be minuted and can be reported back on. That yes, we've done the regulations. Here is the regulations on sectional property law, which I also require from yourselves, because we must make it mandatory for people to move. If we do that, we'll get another 60, 70 billion. On the question on CILO, yes, we wrote to the ministry. What they owe us is not 100 billion. What they owe us on rates and CILO is around 3.6. And we wrote on it, yes, billion. What the law provides is that now counties do not bill the ministries directly. You write through the NLC. And so you write to the NLC, and the NLC then transmits it to the PS Finance, and that process is ongoing. In fact, the discussion now is, do they give us in 2 tranches or 1 tranche? And that includes parking. You can see all these parkings around here that ministries cordon off, but don't pay the county, So there are many such debts. The biggest quantum, my senator, is on Embakasi Garrison. That is why we have 68 billion what we valued. And the agreement had been, and I saw a letter just done recently to the PS Treasury to provide for those allocations in the supplementary. But you see now, I get these things through what I saw a letter, somebody told me. I now have a platform where I can question these things and ask for them every 2 weeks. For me, it's a great opportunity, And the PS Treasury himself is going to be in that meeting to say, yes, we're getting these resources or not. For me, it's great. Now, the issue of CIDP.
Just clarification on that point, Governor. I thought the mechanism where you interact with the national government is the IBEC.
IBEC is too general.
Just a minute. Yeah. Are you saying this committee is superior to IBEC and you cannot bring up these issues on behalf of the people of Nairobi at the IBEC?
IBEC meets very infrequently. I have raised these issues all at IBEC. You'll get a general answer because there are 47 other counties. I now have a platform for Nairobi, specific, every so often to raise these issues. It's a better platform. We've raised them in IBEC. If you look at the minutes of IBEC, which is chaired by the Deputy President, But for me, just the practicality. No one then follows it up. I raised the issue of Rating Act in summit, leave alone IBEC. At the summit, this last summit with the President, we raised the issue of delay in Exchequer. And remember, I think people must understand the resource strain of the capital. I'm happy you have helped us get, the resources, 20 billion, which means the county gets 1.7 billion a month. Out of that 1.7 billion, 1.5 billion is salaries. 200 million goes to the assembly. Everything else done in the city is from on-source collections. It is not enough. We really must get more resources. In fact, if we were to go strictly, I'm glad that the law has changed, rather the courts ruled. The portion of money that should be oversighted, ideally by Senate, is that money that you have given us. So we will only be auditing salaries, because it only pays salaries, the 1.5B. That is our payroll. Is our payroll too big? No. The capital actually needs more people. We have 19,000 staff, serving 7 million people. If you look at the ratio even of national government and their staff, or comparative capitals, like Paris with 53,000 people. One hospital, Mama Lucy alone, has 1,200 people. How many Mama Lucy's do we need? And I gave that example before. So I think we need to unpackage these things. Now, on the CIDP, yes?
Point of order, Chair. Chair, I wanted the Governor to, first of all, start with one question. Is the agreement they've reached, has it been subjected to public participation? That is the most important thing.
I think I've said I'm coming to public participation. I've said that.
Go ahead.
Yes. Let me answer how questions have been asked. Chair, yes, we have a CIDP. This is Senator Kamar who asked about the CIDP. most of the projects that we're looking